Evali, you know who will be piloting the ship this morning? Who will be piloting this plane this morning? This Mona, moving you 360 degrees around the world of sports and about this morning, talking everything you need to know about the beautiful game of sports this morning. I'm not alone in the building. I have Benjamin, who is everly ready and available. Benjamin, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Muna. Good morning, listener. Welcome to Mega Sport on Omega 101.7 FM. It was a wonderful night yesterday in the World of Champions League, and tonight again, we're going to see another round of features where we will see Napoli, Real Madrid, and some other big teams take on their opponents. And perhaps we can see the best of games today.
Definitely, we hope to see the best of games today. Quickly, we'll begin from the camp of boxing this morning because Anthony Joshua has good news for us this morning. So certainly kicking off from the boxing arena this morning, Anthony Joshua has accepted terms with Tyson Fury, as we all know. But now the date that has already been fixed is on the 3rd of December. So December is already certain to host Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Initially, they had 3 dates: December 17th, November 26th, and December 3. But before that, Tyson Fury had already booked the 12th of November as the dates they were going to take their encounter. But Joshua's team, they refused to fight that early. So it was left between December 17th, November 26th, and December 3. And looking at it, they just had to go for the 3rd of December because on the 17th of December, Anthony Joshua's team ruled out that encounter. So now, December 3 is set. A proper announcement is going to be made in the coming days. But as it stands now, 3rd of December is when we are going to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua lock horns for the WBC title.
Well, it's a fight that we can. I for one, I look forward to seeing because Tyson Fury coming out of retirement and then say, okay, yes.
Did he ever retire?
Well, you call him, you call it retirement because he retired twice. The first time he retired and then say, okay, I want to still show that I have something to offer. And the second time he retired, okay, yes, I consulted my family members, I consulted my loved ones, and they said, okay, now is the right time. And then coming out again for the second time out of retirement. Well, let's hope that this time around he's coming back to the sport for good, and then coming to fight Anthony Joshua. For me, I feel that Anthony Joshua fighting Tyson Fury is not the best time because you just lost 2 fights back to back against Alexander Usyk. You have not even recovered. In fact, you have lost your respect in the world of boxing. For I follow the people who think that Joshua, you at least take lesser opponents, at least build that momentum, build that confidence, build that respect because before going to fight Fury. Fury is a fighter that will not show you mercy in the ring. He's a fighter that is not a pushover. So I don't know why you should take Fury at this time. For me, I feel it's too early for Joshua to have gone for that fight. But yes, after this fight right now against Fury and he eventually loses, that will be the end for him. For me, that will be the end for him because nobody will take Anthony Joshua seriously. Even the lesser fighter will feel that, okay, yes, if Fury can lose against Usyk and lose against if Anthony Joshua can lose against Usyk twice and lose against Tyson Fury, then who says I can't beat him? So him fighting to Fury currently, I feel it's too early. The fight should have happened next year. But if you have started with lesser opponents, at least win 2 or 3 opponents before going to fight Fury. Fury is a beast. Like I said, he calls himself a beast in the world of boxing. So he will show Joshua Mens, and I feel that Joshua is going to have another beating of his life.
But now, looking at it now, this morning we have news saying that Alexander Usyk has offered to help prepare Anthony Joshua for his next fight against Tyson Fury because he has said now Usyk promoter in the name of Alexander Karisiuk has come out to say that he said if needed he might come and give him a couple of advice in the United Kingdom, that he doesn't mind traveling to the United Kingdom to give Anthony Joshua advice and assist him with training ahead of his encounter.
Well, Muna, if there's anything called disrespect, this is the height of it because this is like, okay, you say, okay, Joshua, now you're now a boy to me. You're not like, let's say, a lesser opponent. So let me teach you how to win games. For me, that shows a total disrespect because from if I to rank Fury and or Usyk, remove the losses. I always rank Anthony Joshua rather ahead of Usyk. But now Usyk winning twice. That's what I'm saying about the disrespect. Anthony Joshua currently is not enjoying the best of time. Boxing, he disrespected.
So you are so you are saying that Anthony Joshua should let his pride still be with him and still not accept this offer from Usyk. Now, another fun fact is Anthony Joshua has not won a game since 2020. He hasn't won any fight since 2020. This is the longest streak he has gone without winning. So now, are you saying Anthony Joshua should not consider the offer of Usyk, even if it is a cloud? Or because if you look at the encounter Usyk and Anthony Joshua had, you will know that Usyk is no enemy of Anthony Joshua after the end of that fight because it ended peacefully. So what is your take on this? Should Anthony Joshua accept this? Because remember, Tyson really came out to say that he wanted to help Joshua prepare for Usyk, but we all know that Tyson Fury is a big-mouthed man. Yeah. If he helps you, he must surely come back to write it in your face that I was because that I had a hand in your success. Yeah. But look at that Usyk. Usyk is one man that doesn't talk. He's very quiet, but he does the job. Should Anthony Joshua accept this offer?
Well, at this time, for me, I feel that Joshua has no other option but to accept what Usyk is offering, because Usyk has shown him that yes, you don't have that, like say, that strategy, that skill to defeat a tough opponent like Tyson Fury. Come, let me show you the way, let me show you the trick, let me show you the strategy, let me show you what I've been using against you, at least I've won you twice. Let me give my secret. If Joshua should have any, let's say, any atom of pride in him, any atom of, let's say, trying to regain that confidence in him, he doesn't have any other option but to accept it. Perhaps you can give him the trick, give him the, let's say, open his eyes to see what he is not saying. And then if he adopt that trick, perhaps he'll go ahead to beat Tyson Fury. But for me, I feel that Tyson Fury is coming out all out to show that yes, and Joshua, you still need to learn. That match is not going to be easy, but I feel if Joshua should prepare well, who says he can't win? But with the way he's going now, with his going for on form, it's going to be very difficult for Joshua to defeat Tyson Fury.
It will be very difficult for Anthony Joshua to defeat the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Boxing schedule still to come our way for the year 2022. September 17, Canelo Alvarez will take on Gennady Golovkin for their trilogy for the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO super middleweight titles. We are also going to see Jesse Bob Rodriguez take on Israel Gonzalez for the WBC super flyweight title on the 17th of September. 25th of September, we are going to see Floyd Money Mayweather take on Miss Mikuru Asakura in an exhibition encounter in Tokyo, Japan. October 15th, we will see George Kambosos take on Devin Haney. Dante Wilder will take on Robert Helenius. On the 12th of November, we are going to see Ricky Hayton take on Marco Antonio Barrera in an exhibition encounter. On the 5th of November, we will see Dimitri Bivol take on Gilberto Zodo Ramirez. And December 3, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King.
We love this. Like I say, this is the. I don't think that boxing has ever had it this good in recent year, because the last time I can remember, the last time I can remember that boxing never had this like a round of features or matches lined up for us was way back in 2018. Ever since that time, we have not had it this good. So for boxing fans out there, please take your time. You have Floyd Mayweather going for his exhibition match. You have let's say Haney. You have John Wilder. You have Tyson Fury. In fact, it's like you have let's say a lot of boxing matches to catch between now and the end of the year. So for me, I think that there is no better time for boxing fans to rejoice than now.
There's no better time to rejoice than now. Let us see how it is going to go down. Now, quickly, switching over to Africa and news this morning. There is a news that surfaced yesterday. Ridwan Oyekola has been stripped of his World Boxing Federation International Super Featherweight belt by the WBF organization. The Nigerian boxing superstar won the vacant belt on the 27th of December 2020 after defeating Argentine Lucas Matthias but via an anonymous decision at the Elijah Hotel and Sports Resort Akaran in Ibadan, Nigeria. Now, since then, the Ibadan boxer hasn't defended the belt. Now, there was an ultimatum given in this belt saying that he has to make sure that he defends this belt or he will be stripped. Remember the same thing that was done to Dimitri Bivol, that he was told that if he doesn't defend that belt, he will be stripped of that title. The same thing happened to Ridwan Oyekola. But now, Ridwan came out to say that the reason why he was not able to defend his belt was because of lack of financial support from the government and private sector. That was the delay for him not to defend the belt. The annoying part of all this is he fought so hard to get this belt, and now he has already been stripped of this belt. Now, the belt was placed vacant on August 26th, 2020, but eventually the current holder of this belt is Bogasi, is Stephen Bogasi of Botswana. He was able to defeat Tanzanian Saichino to win the belt. Now, my question here is, when we talk about developing the grassroots, developing sports from grassroots, does this not play a big role? Because if you ask me, if we are able to look at our young athletes, making sure they are doing well in other sports, and we give them that recognition they need, don't you think sports will get to a greater height in our country?
When Muna, you just said, in fact, so when I saw the story, I was like saddened, because if, like he said, he wanted to defend the belt, he's not a coward. He's a defending champion of the belt. So he couldn't have, let's say, intentionally shy away from that fight, or shy away from defending that belt. But I feel he has someone to say, okay, yes, I wanted to defend the belt, but I didn't get the sponsorship. I was not supported by the government. I was not supported by either private sponsors or any individual at all. So it's not my fault. But that is the thing about boxing. In boxing, you cannot hold a belt for long. You must surely defend your belt to show that yes, you are still the best. Like the reigning champion. In fact, not only boxing, in all sports, even in football, when a team wins let's say a trophy this year, the next year you must surely defend it, or else somebody else takes over from you. So well, you can't blame me outright. And then coming to your question, it's really a slap on the face of the in the face of the sports ministry, because it has shown that they are not really doing their job. And then that brings me back to NFF election. You say, okay, now look, let's take them in boxing now, and then the same thing happened in football. The same thing happened in virtually all sports. We are not developed. Forget all the fact that we have been winning some, let's say, some medals at the Commonwealth or at the Olympics.
So that was due to share individual.
That's I was coming to. This is just individual effort. Nothing. You don't have to give credit to the Ministry of Sport, because they didn't do anything. Okay, now look at what just happened. This is a shame, not only to read one, but so the nation at large. Imagine a Botswanan coming out to defend an empty belt. If, okay, now it could have been a different case if Ridwan had lost that game. That's okay, yes, we gave him the support, but he lost. But yeah, he was asking for support. Please help me. I have deadline to defend this belt. Help me to do so. And no help came forward. I feel, for me, if there's anything, anybody that should be, let's say, help at the moment, because I feel that Ridwan currently will be depressed, because it can be so depressing. Because having known that you won a belt, you didn't lose before that belt was stripped of you. Just because of negligence from people whom you think will give that support.
Because when you look at the European counterparts, before they head into encounters, they have who they call show promoters.
Yes.
And the show promoters are the ones who, when they spearhead a fight between two persons, the promoter of the show makes sure they go all out in making sure they raise money for the fight, such that when the fight comes up, after the end of the fight, the fighters there themselves have something to go on with, like cash prizes, you understand? Immediately the match is over, you have certain prizes that you go on with, cash prizes you go on with. That is the point of coming into this encounter. If there is a belt at stake, you win the belt as well, because you are doing this sport for the money and also for the fame. But when such a thing like this happens, it brings worry, because now, okay, looking at it now, let us bring out a Lycan story this morning. We have a story this morning that says that Tobiloba Amuso and Issei Brume are going to have ambassadorship deals in Lagos State today. They are going to be they'll be endorsed as Primus Trust Bank brand ambassadors today, and it is expected that Mr. Sunday Dabi and the AFF president, in the name the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, in the name of Tombok Okowa, they will be president because they know what these two ladies have already been able to do by themselves. Now, these ladies make sure they sponsor themselves to do everything. Now, do you feel Ridwan Oyekola should have at least tried on his part to sponsor himself? Make sure because Nigeria, we've seen Nigeria as a country as where you have to do it on your own to get the recognition. If you wait for the government or private individuals to come to say that, okay, yes, we see you are a prospect, let us help you, it won't work. But you have to do it by yourself, then everyone recognizes that you've done it.
Well, you can't compare how it's been done in the world of boxing to how it's been done in the world of athletics. In athletics, you have, let's say, various tryouts. It's unlike that. It's unlike it's not the same when it comes to boxing. In boxing, you have to let's say go out all out, give what they call stake a lot of money to attract fighters.
Yes.
It's unlike athletics where you can just go for trials. Then if you are lucky, you perform well, you see people coming out to help you. Boxing not like that. So you never can tell how buoyant the pocket of Ridwan was at that moment. Because for me, him coming out to seek for some sponsorship, if he had the money, he wouldn't have done so. He would have said, okay, I don't want to lose this belt. This belt is my pride. This belt is my prestige. Let me stake this money, at least get a fighter, win the belt, at least reclaim and reclaim this belt for at least a longer time. So it's not his fault. Let's not blame him at all. And besides, even if he has the money, was he representing himself? No, he was representing the nation. So the nation has every duty to sponsor that fight. So it's a big slap on the face of, let's say, the Ministry of Sports and whoever is in charge of boxing. And now coming to the deal of ambassadorship deal of Tobi Amusan.
See,
Muna, if there's anything to be laughed at, this thing is so laughable. In fact, it's so funny. Because
why is it funny?
Why is it funny? Because you got them that if Tobi Amusan and Esebume had not, let's say, helped themselves, would have been recognized. That is the big question. That is the big question. Now we have a lot of people currently who are, let's say, better than Tobi Amusan and Esebume, but they have not been given the opportunity. This sport ministry at this moment does not know them until they now go all out and then maybe perform well. Then you now say, okay, yes, okay, yes, you are our sons and daughters. Come home, we can reward you. This does not make sense. When I say this is when I say the very because I'm raised, I'm just so blessed at the moment. But you don't do this. Give people the platform. Give people at the grassroots the platform so that once you come out to claim them as yours, they can easily say yes. You
had a hand.
You gave us success. Now look at Anton Joshua. And Joshua, there is a story that he wanted to fight for Nigeria, but he was not given the opportunity. Many football players from other sports. Okay, I saw the Diamond League recently. One short put athlete. I think somebody Okolo, a Nigerian, was representing Great Britain. That and then when I went to his profile, he said that he wanted to represent Nigeria to a time, but they didn't give him the platform. We have a similar story. So yeah, and then give him, let's say, Tobi Amusan and Esebume that deal. For me, it's just an eye service. Just a nice service. Trying to yes, we want to give you because you have done well. Where were they when they were going? Where were they when they were climbing the ladder of success? Where were they? They were nowhere to be found. And now that they've done well, just to save their face, then see Muna, whatever the Ministry of Sport does for let's say Tobi Amusan and Esebume, to me, it does not impress me. It will impress me if they start from the grassroots and build athletes, and then those athletes go out and perform well, and then come back and then you reward them. Then I'll be impressed.
Definitely, I will agree with you on this, Benjamin, this morning, because having limited athletes representing us in different sports, it is still a big cause of worry till today, if you ask me. Because in the whole of athletics, the only person we can see, the only person that we can say are doing us proud is Tobi Amusan and Esebume. Favor of Philly is just 19-year-old. She will still get there. You understand that part? We still have other athletes trying. So they look at, recently we talked about Quadri Aruno in table tennis, making sure he defeated Anajesha Al Nasri in their encounter. Now there is still no suitable replacement for Quadrilateral. And we need athletes, we need competitions. Why other countries are great in various sports is they have different competitors for different, and they make sure that they take every sport equally, whether it's swimming, whether it's athletics, whether it is football, whether it's basketball or lawn tennis or even netball. Even netball, they take it.
Well, Muna, you know the funniest thing, and the funniest thing I discovered was that even there's a sport known as canoeing.
Yes,
in the world of sport.
Canoeing, now, and I forgot the name. There's another sport that they play that they go on what skydiving.
Skydiving.
Yes. Countries
my issue is this: you have people who are so good in this sport in riverine areas. Go to the likes of the joy areas. Go to even some riverine areas in Lagos State. You see these people, good swimmers, but do they have a platform? No. And then when if one of them just mistakenly, by God's grace, go all out, and then you say you want to reward them, this is just foolishness for me.
It's foolishness. But let us see. What we hope that there will be a very serious look into this, because okay, good and fine. Tobiloba Musan is a women are going to be highly rewarded. As it stands now, they will be Primus Trust Bank brand ambassadors, and the unveiling ceremony is going to hold today at the Eco Hotels and Suite. And hopefully, Mr. Sunday Diary and Tombok Okowa are superintended over the priceless moments of the Nigerian athletes, and they will make sure that they are there to welcome these athletes who have done us excellently well. But the big question is, after this, are we going to see emergence of new? Because what has really killed us in this station is that support to help someone actualize a dream. But on another part, we have seen many. It is not just in Nigeria. In other countries, we have seen athletes, we have seen sportsmen who have gone all the way, sponsoring themselves, making sure they actualize their dream, making sure they actualize their goal by themselves without the help of government or anybody. Make sure that they do it. But on the other hand, you still need government support at the very least. Look at recent